Hi everyone, welcome to this new episode of Sweet Kitty Crafts. This is going to be a podcast about mostly knitting, spinning, some yarn dyeing and other fluffy stuff. Welcome to all new and returning viewers. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. Christmas is coming, so everybody should be busy probably knitting stuff for their friends and loved ones. And so am I. So let me introduce myself. I'm Jolanda and I live in the Netherlands and I've been podcasting for a few months now. So I've got a few things to show you today. It wasn't my plan to podcast, but yeah, because Christmas is coming and I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and I don't think next week will be a good time for me to podcast, so I did squeeze in a little bit of time for all of you. I've got one finished object, I've got a few things on the needles, I've got some nice acquisitions, I did get some mail from you guys, and yeah, let's get started with the finished object. I finished up another pair of socks, which I always very happy to show you and to be able to wear them after I show them to you. So these are my just plain vanilla socks in my merino nylon base, which feels real nice and soft. I've got two, yeah. I did a 1x1 rib this time, just for variation. A German short row heel, which suits me perfectly nice. It's a nice way to knit your heels and very easy. 2.25 millimeters. I use a 60 stitch sock for me. So those are finished and yeah, happy with them. So I can wear them after the podcast, and that is very nice always. That's the only finished object. It's just weird, but I think it is. I got some mail from Get Your Yarn Wish Granted, and I don't think I showed you this one, but it's really gorgeous. It came from Germany, and it is a hand-dyed yarn, and I just very love the colors. I'm really happy with those, and I really am curious to see how this knits up. And I've seen a lot of you people posting pictures on Instagram. Sorry. And a lot of you do say the same thing. You like to make a really special thing about from the yarn you got from somebody who wanted to send you something, and it's just a special feeling, and you want to make something special out of it. And I just feel the same. It's just yeah. Another yarn wish for me was a project bag with kitty cats, and the lovely Yibiro Suze from England, UK, said very kindly to me that she made me one, and I was so happy when I opened the package. Look at this! This just screams crazy cat lady. It's just amazing. I showed it to my son Michael, who's just turned 16, and he just gently pulled it out of my hand and tried to hide it under his sweater. So he wanted to steal it from me, but no stealing this lovely bag. And there's even a sweater in here, so it's nice and big. I'm very happy with it. So maybe it might be handy just to show you the sweater. It was the sweater it is the sweater I'm making for my son Michael, and I just hated to try things on and put things on waste yarn, but I just thought I had so many mistakes in my knitting sweaters, and I just didn't want to waste all the time in making something that wouldn't fit at the end. So mind the terrible looking neckline, because it's just sort of a professional cast off just to try the thing on, but I'm gonna remove a few rows of knitting from the neckline and make it neater and tidier. So this is the sweater, how much it is right now. I've got to knit a little bit more at the bottom, but I was just a little bit skeptical about the yarn I dyed. I knew it wasn't the amount they called for in the pattern, but I thought, well, I had 4 or 5 colors. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 colors times 100 grams, 500 grams. It's quite a lot for a sweater his size. I usually use 400 grams. So I might redo the striping a little bit, but so far it goes accordingly to the pattern. Just matches up. So I'm working a little bit on the sleeves now. I think I'll finish the sleeves and then work a little bit more on the body. So this is turning out nice. It fits him like a glove. Amazingly nice, and it just rolls up, but I've got plenty of yarn left. This is knit on size 4mm needles. Just a small bamboo ones for the sleeves, which works great. And so that's what I've been working on. I've started another project, and I just was browsing Ravelry, and I saw got to pick up the skein, sorry, disappearing. And I saw an advent mystery knit along, and I just couldn't resist. And it is a pattern that is being released every 2 days, so you gotta do a little bit of knitting every day. Well, it's doable, but there are still other things I need to do. First I'm going to show you, tell you what the pattern is. I don't think I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to show you. It's an Advent Mystery Knit Along 2016 from Heidi Elander, and the name here, Sate Kili, I don't know. It's in it. It's a 2 language mystery knit along. And that was a great way to use up some stash yarn, because you need 5 colors, and every color doesn't need any more than 50 grams. So I'm always happy with that kind of shawls. So don't tell, no, I was afraid I was in the middle of a row, but I was not. And the dog thinks it's playtime again. You know how animals are. So this is the pattern, this is the shawl as far as it is now. So I just got a new clue today, and it will be another one of those lace sections, which I absolutely love in combination with the garter stitch. So yeah, I think yeah, I'm absolutely happy with this, and it's a very nice knit, a lot of garter stitch, and that's very easy and relaxing. And yeah, I just remember I have another finished object, and I'm gonna grab it in a minute because I want to show it to you. It was the piece mystery, no, it was a piece along. It was a pattern, and you just had to knit 4 rows every day. That's one pattern repeat, and it was a cowl. And on the website of the Peaceful Knitter, you got for every day, you got some mindful sentence you can think about when you're knitting, and creating some kind of peace in yourself, and thinking about world peace and what it means to you. And well, there were more than 2,000, maybe 22,000, I'm not sure. She just sent me a mail of how many downloads there are, and if all those people are thinking about peace in their lives and peace in the world, that should make the world a better place, shouldn't it? I think it should. So that was a nice cowl. I think I'm going to grab it right now because I'm going to forget otherwise. This is the Cladonia shawl I showed you a few episodes back. And I've been wearing this all week. It's very nice and warm around the shoulders. It's not really cold at the moment here, but it gets chilly when you sit still. And the way I'm wearing it is, I've got a keychain ring, and there was a thing on there from I love cats, and there was a little kitty cat on there, and I don't really use those keychains, but I just put the ends of my shawl through there, and it just stays on like this. And yeah, that's let me go up a little bit. You can see, just hangs like this. And it's really absolutely amazing, gorgeous shawl, and I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna grab the cowl right now and gonna show that to you, and we go to the rest of the podcast. Yeah, and while I'll grab the cowl, I've been lying to you. I'm sorry about the finished object. I couldn't really think about only one finished object in this week, but it has been cold for a few days, really cold, below 0 degrees, and I had to knit a few hats, so I did. This was is one for my son. I don't think the pattern is gonna show up because it's too dark, but this was a very nice free pattern which I don't remember, sorry. Just a nice white brim. I can put it on. I look horrible in hats, so I'm sorry if I scare you. See? It fits me nice, but it's for Michael, but he is my size, so that was a very nice knit. And then I had a lot of hand spun, and yeah, sorry, gonna scare you again. This is one for me. And hand spun is so nice and warm. It's just a lovely pattern, just easy. 4 places a crown decrease. So this is one of my hand spun yarns. Oh, this looks so gorgeous, I love it. And just 100 grams is so nice, and it's enough for a hat, so that will be a very nice project for some hand spun. And then the cowl. I have to make a confession. You know, when the pattern says, be very careful not to twist your stitches when you connect them to the round. Yeah, well, what's my excuse? I had a fairly small circular needle, and it is a white cowl, so I can use that as an excuse. But when I finished it, yeah, I saw it before that, but I thought, well, if there's only one twist, I can use like a Mobius cowl. Now the lighting is going off. Got to put it back on in a little bit. But it was twisted in such a strange way, I really couldn't do anything about it. So what did I do? This is hand spun, it's 100% wool. I just cut the thing in 2 pieces and sewed it together again. And I don't think anybody's gonna notice. Because here, yeah, you can see. But, what's the point? I'm gonna wear it like this. Maybe another time around. It's already twisted in all kinds of strange ways. Yeah, well, you can wear it 2 times. I just put it on my son, and my 12-year-old could wear it 3 times around his neck if you want it a little bit tighter. But just a nice cowl, and nobody will notice the seam in the back. So, okay. Sorry, I just gotta put the lights back on because it's bad this way. Well, at least we are in the bright light now. We've got an automatic light system that goes off and on when the sun goes down and the sun comes up, and I override it, but there's always a safety so you don't get the lights, keep the lights on all day, so it resets itself at certain times at the day. So, I was in the dark. Works of progress. I'm really concentrating on a pair of socks for my mother. I finished the ones for my father-in-law last week. I bought some lovely goodies from Yves Rocher for my mother-in-law. Did I say? Yeah. And these are going to be the socks for my mother. And it's Drops Fable, which always gives nice patterning by itself. So I want to finish these for Christmas so I can send them to her. And spinning. Yeah, I did a lot of spinning. I did not spin all of these I did last week, but I did skein them up and wash them, so they were in a basket for a long time waiting. And this is one of them. I really have no clue what the fiber is, but it is nice and soft, and I really should go and label my stuff more than I do right now, because it's a shame. I can't tell you what it is. It is, I did do a 2-ply, so, and it's a nice and big skein, and I'm really happy with it. And I had this stuff laying here. Hi Molly. And this has a little bit of stellina in here. It's just yeah, greenish color. See the stellina? Yeah, I love it. Happy with those. And I have been spinning the braids I dyed. I showed you I think last week, and I've already got 2 bobbins full. See, I'm gonna enjoy this one. I think I'm gonna make a 3-ply and turn it into a cardigan or sleeveless cardigan or whatever. I still, there you can see over there is still some spinning going on. That is a lovely soft merino. This one is an English wool, which was very nice, bouncy and fluffy. So we're still working on that. I just got the feeling at the end of the year you got to close up stuff. You got to finish objects. You don't want to have massive lots of things on the needles. I'm just feeling that way. I've got to finish stuff, and before I'll start new stuff. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. I got a really nice present from my friend Cheryl, and she is the Wool People. She got a podcast also called The Wool People. Go check her out. Hi Cheryl, and thanks for all the lovely things she sent me. I won a prize in one of her giveaways in her Ravelry group, and she sent me a lovely tote bag which is already in use, and some lovely teas. I tried out the Christmas blend yesterday and it was amazing. I just so loved it. This one is also her tea. Look at the yellow color. It's lemon with ginger. It smells amazing. Sorry about that. Dog was stealing the snow from the Christmas houses. Yeah, that's great. So, acquisitions. I did buy a few things. I was searching Amazon for some inspiration. I got some lovely, amazing yarn I showed you last time. There were 4 colors, and I wanted to do some Fair Isle. So I bought this book, and it is Create Beautiful Woodland Inspired Accessoires. I don't know how to say it. But there are amazing patterns in there. I hope it's not too advanced, because I didn't really... Yeah, I knitted Fair Isle way back when I was a teenager, and I knitted a whole sweater for my father, and I was just... The yarn was the cheap stuff, and yeah, I'll really think about it. He really wore it at places like the church and things. He was so proud of me, but it wasn't that special. But he thought it was, and that's amazing. I still remember him wearing the sweater. I made a little collar that folded over at here, so he liked that. He had already a sweater like that, and he asked me if I could reproduce it for him, which I did. And I also love this pattern, and I'm sorry, I should have put some markings between there, but just I was going to show you a few, but maybe you're interested in making. This is the butterfly ski hat, and yeah, I love nature and I love butterflies, and the colors are amazing. Here's the little chart. So that's a very nice pattern book, and it's from Susan Anderson Freed. So maybe you're interested and you can look it up. I also bought some pattern books from Bergeret de France. This was the newest one. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, 2016, 2017. And I found some nice patterns in here that I might use. I'm going to show you a few. This is a cropped cardigan. I think it is, yeah, it's crochet, so this might be something nice for hand spun. Love the buttons also. Hi Millie, here's her tail. Yeah, come say hi. Oh, no, she's going. She completely recovered from a little accident, thank goodness. And there was amazing, I thought it was an amazing cardigan, and I think I'm gonna make it for my son, because you can see there's very nice patterning on this one, and it will look great. I don't know about the color. I don't think it's gonna be cream because that doesn't look too great on him, but yeah, there are lots of patterns in here. Sweaters, hats, all kinds of stuff. So that was nice. And then I thought I needed knitting needles, which I really didn't need, but there was a very nice discount code for Woolhalla. So it's what came in a nice bag. It's a Knit Pro, and it's these are deluxe, and I think what I read was they were wood and metal, but I'm not 100% sure. But they're a new line, and I think they look nice. They start at, oh, that's nice. They put it on the wood and they etched it into the metal, so you got 2 chances of reading. See, you see it? The metal there's also, because the wood will wear off, the text will wear off, and there's still some text in the metal piece, so that's good. There were a few cables. It is starting at range. Gonna have a look now. 3 millimeters, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and I bought extra the 5 millimeters. There's also a little pocket for the cables. It's just a little kind of envelope thing. See? Lovely embroidered back pairs, and I love it. And it's very compact, and you can take it along with you wherever you go. So I'm going to take a little bit of sip of my tea again. I love ginger. Not just the ginger in its own, but a combination with ginger. It's amazing, lovely. And I so wish we could buy it over here, but it makes it extra special now. The Christmas blend was also great. It was a little bit of Thai spices, and I just like Thai tea. Just, it's lovely. So, I think I've covered most of it. There was a giveaway last week with this lovely bag, but nobody did comment on the podcast, so it will remain here for the next period of time. If you still want to win this bag, really the only thing you have to do is leave a comment and say what you're knitting on for your loved ones. And if you don't want to win the bag, but please leave a comment, because nobody commented anything on the last video, and I know everybody's busy and maybe you didn't have any time to watch my video. That's okay, because the holidays are coming and maybe you got a little bit of extra free time and catch up on some of the old videos. So if you want to win the lovely bag, comment on this video or maybe the video before this one and say what you're working on for your loved ones. And if there are a few entries, I will draw the prize on the next podcast. I think that's fair. I just give everybody a little bit more time to respond. She's playing. So comment on this video or the last video. I will figure out who will put in a comment and who want to win the bag. Or just say I want to win the bag because whatever. If you don't want to win the bag, just leave comments like you always do. Things you like, maybe things you want to see improved or whatever. So, do I have anything else for you? I was a bit all over the place. About my life, I just last week, just a week ago, I went to the hospital. They had to put in a needle, which they didn't do correctly. So all the fluids they were supposed to go into my veins, and it was only just liquids to clear the veins before the real medication went in there. But he really hurt me and just got in and out like, oh well, I just think when it's not supposed to be in the right place, just pull it out and start over, because this was really annoying. And my whole arm swelled up and it was all liquid under my arm, and then he had to remove it anyway. So we lost a little bit of time, I think a half hour, so everything was postponed. Just weird. If you don't say it correctly, it won't come out anyway. So it was delayed and everything went a little bit later, and my sons were already home when I got home, and that's not amazingly terrible, but they're both autistic, and if things don't go exactly as you planned, they are a bit out of themselves. Yeah, that just don't feel right for them. But everything went out okay, and just could talk to my mother and said, now it's like a day you feel like, well, I'm getting there again. It goes slow, but yeah. So next week on the 22nd of December, I've got to go again. The day after that you feel great, because I get a lot of prednisone. I don't know if that's the correct word for you, but it's just a medication you get in a liquid form before the real medication gets in there, and you feel real strong after that. But the second day after that you feel like crap, really. I couldn't even reach the kitchen. I feel like jelly legs, terrible. But it's gonna be okay, and I'm looking forward. After the winter, the spring starts, and I'm gonna feel much better, because the medication does help. So this will be a very lazy Christmas for me. I've already got all the presents just for my husband and my sons, and I made some stuff I can send over to my close relatives. So everybody will be having holidays, so the 2 weeks they're going to be staying here with me at home, and it's going to be great. It's going to be I love it when everybody's home. So I don't think there will be more podcasts coming, but maybe I can squeeze in a little bit of time and record just a small update about things I'm doing at that time. So I might see you before New Year, but I just wanted to say a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, and hope you enjoy. I hope you've got some friends and loved ones surrounding you to make it even more special. I hope you will be safe all the time, and take care of yourself and your loved ones, and just wanted to say Merry Christmas, and probably see you next year, and maybe a little bit before that, but we'll talk soon. Love you all, and I wish you all the best from this side to the rest of the world. Bye bye. Love you all.